Hi everybody, I'm Jay with Ukulele J Barbecue, and today I'm doing a review on the ErickHill RookPro digital infrared thermometer. Now, on unboxings, they are so boring. You want to see some guy, he's going through this, I'm opening the box, it's a nice box. We're not doing that. Here's the box it comes in, and on the back, there are some convenient QR codes for Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, but you know what? It's missing the Ukulele J Barbecue QR code right there. Just saying. That's the box. Inside the box, you have the batteries, which I've conveniently installed for you right here. You have the unit, which is very nice. It's got a nice design, nice to hold. You've got a bag that holds the device as well, and a comprehensive instruction guide to show you what to do. Why do I need an instruction guide for this? Well, there's a feature on this called emissivity, and the emissivity is to adjust this for the surface you're going to be reading this infrared right here. Emissivity is different on different surfaces, whether it's a metal, steel, plastic, stone. So if you're doing pizza and you want to check a pizza stone, that is not going to be the same emissivity as a steel pizza stone. So you want to make sure this is set correctly. You can't do that on many other infrared thermometers. It just uses one setting, but if you really want accuracy, being able to change that setting is key, and this actually has the ability to change that. Now, the one thing that's nice about this is you've got one button, turn it on, and it shows you what mode you're in. This happens to show a hold. Whenever you see a hold, that means that it's going to hold this setting right here, which is the infrared setting. So you basically press down the device, you activate the infrared sensor, and when you let go, you hear a beep. It holds it 77 degrees right there, and it also shows you the minimum and maximum temperature. So if I take this and I move it around, and I hold it on different areas, and I move it back over to here, and I move it on over to here. Now, granted, I didn't change the emissivity, but it's going to get you pretty close. And I let it go. It's going to show me that the minimum temperature was 75.9, maximum temperature is over 80, which is this because I have warm coffee in here, and the actual last temperature surface that I had it on shows you that indicator as well. So very convenient and very simple. It's all you need to operate the infrared part of the thermometer. Now, there's a function setting here, so you can change it to Celsius. If you're one of those individuals that live like the rest of the world, except for here in the United States, where we have to be on the imperial system, so we have to use Fahrenheit and miles. So God forbid you tell somebody it's 20 degrees Celsius, they're not gonna have a clue what you're talking about. But the rest of the world, you can use Celsius like everybody else. Great setting, changing that feature on Celsius or Fahrenheit. And the button is conveniently marked C or F. So you don't have to go into complicated settings to go to that and change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit. A lot of devices have to go into the menu. It's a real pain. This is really simple, which is really a great feature. Now, if you press the function setting, you'll see a little probe that shows up, and that is this probe right here. Now, the one thing I really like is that it clicks into place and it holds it. A lot of other devices I've tested, it's kind of a smooth movement, but the thing is, if you press on it, it actually moves the thermometer. This is really firm, so if you push down on it, it doesn't really push in. You can see I'm pushing pretty hard to get it to click, which I really like that firmness on this. You have a positive feel, it's locked into whatever area you want to put it in. A thermometer is pretty simple. With this setting, it's very simple. The function, either you have the probe or you press it, it beeps, and you have the infrared. Those are really the only two things you need to know to use the device. But it does have some great things like the cost. The cost of this is definitely under $40. So this price range is definitely on the lower end of the scale. And with that, there's a couple sacrifices. You're working in a kitchen, you have to have exact precise temperatures, it's been calibrated. It's just something you should know. If you buy a thermometer, you want to have it either meet that qualification or not. Most people do not need that certification for home cooking, but if you're somebody that actually goes out, you're doing catering, you're licensed, you definitely want to make sure for food safety you're following those guidelines and you have a thermometer that's certified, that you know the temperature it's reading is accurate within plus or minus a certain amount of degrees. Now, looking at this unit, my first impression is it's actually, I think, a really nice device. Everything's really tight, everything is sealed. It's definitely not waterproof. I even asked the company that, so it's not IP68 or IP67 rated, so you cannot submerge this in water. One of the things I think definitely every thermometer that's going to be in the kitchen should be at least IP67 or IP68 certified. So that's one of the things I'd recommend for any company is to certify that device so you can drop it in water and not ruin the thermometer. I think that access to the battery department is really easy. It's right in front. You don't need a key to pop anything open. This just slides on like so, and your batteries are changed. Very simple. I really like that design. The other thing I like is this has kind of a tapered feel to it. So it's, almost has like a handle, very easy to hold so it doesn't slip. You can aim it, whatnot. That's a nice feature of this. And what I really like is the LCD display on this is color. It's easy to read, and it shows you all the readings that you need from low temperature to high temperature that it memorizes, and the current temperature for the infrared, as well as the temperature for the probe. Now, the infrared on this temperature is pretty impressive, 1022 degrees Fahrenheit, which means you could use this for your pizza oven. Most pizza ovens are not gonna have a stone over 1,000 degrees. Usually when I cook, I'm looking for a 700, 750 mark. You start going over that, it's gonna get too hot, you may burn your crust. So it really does have a really nice range for the infrared sensor on here. And the beam is a 12:1. You can see that because all the information is right here on the back of the device. And the probe on this goes from a -50 degrees Fahrenheit to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, or 260 degrees Celsius. Now, to be fair, I want to talk about the certifications. It also does have some other certifications that are good just to know that they've gone through the process and meet certain standards for their thermometers. This is CE, FCC, ROHS, and FDA certified, and also meets the standards that the FDA puts forward for their thermometers. Now, if you want further information on that, you can go to the FDA site and you can look that up. Now, the one thing about this device is it has a very fast response. It starts responding in 0.5 seconds. It may actually change because it's reading the temperature, and I'll show you that in the ice test. It's pretty fast, but it does take a little bit to settle down, although the reading is almost instantaneous when you put it in. You'll see that in the demonstration. Now, the RookPro also is accurate to ±1 degree Fahrenheit, which is their claim. Now, I put this to the test, which you'll see in a video, which I'm going to talk about, and I'll let you determine if it's ±1 degree. The other nice thing is it has an auto shutoff, so if you happen to turn this on, if you pull the probe out, it doesn't turn it on automatically. Now, every other thermometer that I have, when I pull this out, it actually brings it on. So this one does not, and I definitely would love to see this with an on function when you remove the probe. To turn the device on, you simply press the M button and it turns on and you're ready to go. Now, the one thing that I really wish this thermometer had, and I thought it had it, is when I turn this thermometer and I'm reading things, this display does not turn at all. Now, it's not fatal, but I can tell you when you're cooking and something's upside down and you're working on a recipe or something and you want to check a temperature, the last thing you want to do is misread something or have to cock your head to see what it is. And that's the one thing that I think this definitely should have. With this display, there should be no reason that this shouldn't at least flip the display, which my other thermometers do. So that is one feature that's missing on this, and I would definitely love to see it added to this unit. And finally, the cooking. I'm going to show you some demonstrations I did with an ice water bath test, and I compared it with some other devices to show you, did all the devices read the same? Was this the same as 2 or 3? Was this different than all the rest of them? Watch this coming up. I'm going to talk about it and show you my cooking and my ice water bath test. Flip that over. I recently did a cooking video using this thermometer, and it turned out really well. I was pretty pleased with the thermometer, and the reading was very similar to other thermometers that I use in my kitchen. Next was the ice bath test that I used with 2 other thermometers that I've done testing with. I got 3 different results, and they were all pretty close to each other. The first one was 34.7, the next was 36.1, and then the RookPro was 34.5 degrees. All very close and within acceptable limits for using it for your cooking. So what is my opinion on the ErickHill RookPro thermometer? I think if you're in the market for a thermometer, you want something very basic, you're not into fancy electronics, complicated things, wireless devices and all that, then I think it's a great thermometer. I think especially for the price point, you really can't get a decent thermometer, that's especially a 2-in-1, for the price of this. Now, down below, ErickHill provided me a discount code exclusively to you, my viewers. I don't make a dime on it, but I do tell them if they want me to do a review, they have to add some value that my viewers can pick up in this video in addition to the information, and that is, of course, saving money. Everybody loves saving money, including myself, and I've got an exclusive discount. Check it down below in the description, and you can pick one of these little thermometers up for a great price. It's actually gonna be less than anything else you probably can find that's comparable. I think it's a great unit for somebody who's just starting and wants an infrared and a probe. So tell me what you think about this review. If you liked it, if you wanna see more reviews, we've got a lot of companies lined up for other reviews, so make sure you drop a comment below and let me know what you'd like or what do you have in the kitchen that's in the way of a kitchen accessory or a gadget that you think would be interesting to be reviewed, and let me know. If I don't have a company lined up to provide the information, and if I need to, I'll go out and purchase the device myself because I've purchased a lot of devices I've reviewed, and we'll show you what I think about the next kitchen accessory. So until next time, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and like this channel because that's what companies see and it'll keep me going for the next review. Until next time, smoke on, baby!